Hey everyone, a nerd named Marker. A little bit of a delay of me reviewing episode 12 of Kamen under Gavv because Thanksgiving and all that other stuff, and so now I get to play catch up. And I'm okay with that being only one episode behind. Luckily, while I was offline and not at my computer, I was able to use my tablet to catch up on Boon Boonger, some other indie toku and this and that. So I got some content I can create now that I got some free time and some quiet to film. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, episode 12, it's a great ass episode. Honestly, just from the standpoint of character development, story. We're 12 episodes in. Obviously, Valen hasn't been in the show since episode 1, but I do like that we didn't really drag out the reveal of Hanto being Valen to Shoma and vice versa. Obviously, at the end of episode 11, that's when we find out that, Valen gets defeated, dehensions. Shoma's like, oh my god, it's Hanto. And they escape the granite. The scene in an alleyway right then and there, and I don't do play by play. This is not a recap of the episode. All right, if you're watching this, you probably watched the episode. I'm not going to give you play by play. That's to me, I don't like doing that. This is not my thing. But I did enjoy the conversation where Hanto's like, it's not fair that you now know who I am. And he even says he's called me. He's like, you are familiar with who I am. You must have known. And then he's like, no. And then he does dehension and he's like, I knew it. I liked that dynamic because it was kind of one of those, not like, oh, I know who you are. Here you go. Look, it's me. We know each other. It's more like, all right, that's fair. And it did give us some good moments later on back at the apartment when Shoma's helping Hanto out with some bandages that, they bonded over like their motivations. Shoma finds, Hanto says, his mother was taken by the Granuts, and, Shoma even says the same for him. So they're bonded by that. There was this whole scene that was great, though, where Hanto was mad that Shoma saved him and didn't destroy the Granute, and he kind of just snaps on him. That, because Hanto's like, his life is worthless. Like, he's like, no. He's like, we need you. Who else is going to help these people from Granutes? And I was like, I like that. I like the whole thematic of that and them just, bonding over that and just had that common enemy. The main thing though that I'm really waiting for now is because Shoma realizes that Hanto's human and has had modification surgery, and Hanto thinks Shoma's human. Whereas this whole entire time, Shoma assumed Valen was a Granute also. And with Hanto's passion of destroying Granutes, down the road, when Hanto finds out that Shoma is part Granute, that's gonna be some great story to watch unfold. But for now, it's hidden. One thing I did, the 2-part episode things is kind of like cool right now, but from a reviewing standpoint, I want to review them like together as episodes. But at the time of recording this one, I have not watched 13 yet. I'm going to right when I'm done reviewing this because I don't want to mess with what's in my head and my thoughts with stuff that'll be shown in 13. I feel like also another thing, Sachika definitely knows. I feel like she does know something. And the whole entire plot of this one to get the Granite was Sachika spent time with Emmy and Hana while they were, because she was still like scared that this monster was going to come after her again. So she stayed up all night making dating profiles and trying to hunt down and kind of lure the Granite into a date, which she successfully does. But one of the reasons why I feel like she knows that they are they're Kamen Riders is because she goes to go to sleep and Shoma's like, I'll handle it from here, you go get some rest, and she says go get them, like, and later on after they do, she congratulates them on getting it as well. And there's a scene where Hanto filmed the destruction of the Granite as proof to show Emmy, and she's like, how'd you get that good angle? And I'm like, she's not this blubbering idiot that's just kind of like, unaware of what's around her. They've shown her level of intelligence. That's because one of her main goals is to make everyone happy and everything else. We know that's not just the case. She's very intelligent. She's not stupid. So she has to know like something's up with them. The one of my favorite parts of this episode though is we did get our first duo henshin for Valen and Gavv. It was really good. I enjoyed it. We also got a interesting moment where Shoma decided to put on a wig and clothing to lure the Granite out when he showed up to the date, which I'll probably use as a thumbnail with some other clips because I thought that was smart and it was actually entertaining. And but the dual henshin was so good. I like the teamwork. I'm glad Zaku Chips made a return. And the teamwork that now they're kind of like 100% firing on all cylinders on the same team. Because the Zaku chip swords were breaking on the Granite, so Valen came up with the idea, hey, dip the swords in chocolate. And so he made chocolate liquid bowl, and I'm like, smart. I like this teamwork. I like it a lot. We did get a debut of our donut form, which was intriguing. Just donuts floating around, capture the Granite, which allowed Gavv to take him out with the nice Gatling gun, shoulder turret combination. I will say from the donut form, I like the helmet. Everything else, it's a form. As the motorcycle goes by really loud, it's a form. It's cool. I like it. It's not my favorite, but I want to see it more in action because it was such a brief fight. I feel like that we didn't really get it showcased. So I'm hoping that'll change and we can see more of that form. But I feel like we're not blowing through forms. Forms are returning. And like I said, the upgrade ones where it's like, okay, the flaming chips or, punching gummy, kicking gummy. So it's like we're not getting a bunch of different forms. We're basically just getting other versions of them, which I'm okay with, which usually are like either a weapon upgrade or a change. Like I said, the swords being on fire. Same with, how we had the white chocolate form, which was just a dual wielding gun and so I was like, okay, I like how the Gochizos are working from a form standpoint. One of the main, and this wasn't a throwaway line, it was just really subtle because now that Hanto's had his surgery, he was injured, he couldn't go to the hospitals. That's why Shoma took care of him, but he did go back to his Suga, his doctor, evil doctor. I don't care what anyone says. He is evil. He is going to be an antagonist. That's just a given. Or he dies. Like, either or. But, he was shocked that, he's like, yeah. He's like, well, thanks to what you did to me, I can't go to the hospital. And he's like, hey, aftercare is a part of the package deal from the surgery. And, he gets a call from Shoma that, hey, something's going down. So that's why he leaves before all the fighting. But Suga, just a throwaway line where not a throwaway line, but just a subtle line. He's like, he's like his recovery from the surgery. Like, so basically whatever he put in him for the Granite item has actually also modified him to the point where he's healing and recovering faster from injuries. So I'm like, okay, what are the long-term effects then? Because I always love berserk forms, and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, Shoma going berserk, but I'm like, Hanto could possibly go berserk because he's now has a foreign object that's Granite related inside of him, and I'm intrigued if that's going to happen. Other than that, I was really thinking, I was like, we haven't seen Dente in a while. Shoma's great uncle. I'm curious what he's been up to because I feel like I've said before with all the modifications, I feel like he's going to be a contributing factor to Gavv's upgrade form, maybe. But that's, like I said, I'm not speculating for ahead. I just noticed, hey, we haven't really seen him in a while. I wonder what he's up to. But that's really it. A lot of stuff going on in the episode. I like the new dynamic and also the development between Hanto and Shoma. I'm curious to see that grow more and more of the teamwork because I feel like now that that's out of the way, even, Hanto said he feels like a weight was taken off of his back. And I was like, good. I feel like their teamwork's going to get better, but I'm also curious what's going to be happening with when Hanto finds out that Shoma's part Granu. That's something I'm really curious about. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm getting text messages, so I gotta go check those because it's work related. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.